In the ancient coffee forests on the Ethiopian plateau, the story of coffee began. It's a tale that dates back to the 9th century, revolving around a curious goat herder named Kaldi. Legend has it, Kaldi noticed his goats prancing around energetically after nibbling on some strange red berries. Intrigued, Kaldi tasted the berries himself and was soon bouncing along with his herd. Thus, the energizing effect of the coffee bean was discovered. From these humble beginnings, the magic of the coffee bean slowly spread. It first journeyed across the Red Sea to the Arabian Peninsula. Here, coffee found a new home and even a new name, Kawa. By the 17th century, it had made its way to Europe, sparking a continent-wide coffee craze. The final leg of its journey took it across the Atlantic to the New World, where it was embraced with open arms, and thus, the humble coffee bean embarked on a journey that would span continents and centuries. In the bustling cafes of Italy, which they call bars, the espresso reigns supreme. This potent brew is far more than a quick caffeine hit. It's a symbol of Italian culture, a daily ritual, and a moment of indulgence. The creation of an espresso is an art form in its own right. It begins with the beans, which must be finely ground, not too coarse, not too fine. This precise grind ensures the perfect extraction of flavor. Then, there's the pressure. 9 bars to be exact, acting upon the coffee for a specific duration. This high-pressure process is what gives an espresso its characteristic intensity and velvety crema. Finally, the extraction time. Around 25 to 30 seconds. Not a moment, more or less. This is the culmination of the process, the final act that reveals the espresso in all its glory. So next time you sip on your espresso, remember you're partaking in a revered Italian tradition. In the ancient land of Turkey, coffee is more than a drink. It's a ritual. Here, coffee is not a mere beverage, but an integral part of their cultural heritage. Turkish coffee is unique, not just in the way it's brewed, but also in how it's enjoyed. The brewing process begins with the finest coffee beans, ground to a powder-like consistency. This fine coffee is then brewed in a special pot called a sezve, traditionally made of brass or copper. The mixture is heated until a rich, frothy layer forms at the top. This foam is an essential part of the experience, capturing the robust flavor and aroma of the brew. But the Turkish coffee ritual doesn't end with the last sip. The residual coffee grounds at the bottom of the cup, once cool, are often used for a traditional practice of fortune-telling, offering a playful peek into the future. A cup of Turkish coffee, therefore, is a journey into history and tradition. If you have enjoyed the video so far, may we request you to please subscribe to our channel for such interesting videos in future. In the land of the rising sun, precision and patience transform coffee brewing into an art form. This is the realm of the Japanese pour-over. This method is not just about brewing a cup of coffee. It's about cherishing each step of the process, making it a meditative ritual. The first step is grinding the beans. The aim is to achieve a consistency that's not too coarse, not too fine, but just right. The grind size can dramatically affect the taste, and in Japan, it's all about balance. Then comes the water. It must be heated to the perfect temperature, usually around 93 degrees Celsius. Too hot or too cold, and the coffee's flavor will not fully develop. The pouring technique is the final piece of this intricate puzzle. It's done in slow, circular motions, ensuring that the water evenly saturates the coffee grounds. In Japan, making coffee is not just about the end product, but also the process. In the vibrant streets of Cuba, coffee is a symbol of hospitality and friendship. Here, the beloved brew takes on a unique form, known as Cuban coffee, or Café Cubano. This isn't your standard cup of joe. It's a strong, sweet espresso shot with a distinctive layer of frothy crema on top, known as espumita, the soul of a Cuban coffee. Creating this espumita is an art in itself. Sugar is whipped with a small amount of espresso to create a creamy, light brown paste. This is then added to the remaining espresso, resulting in a full-bodied, intensely sweet cup of coffee. But Cuban coffee isn't just about the taste, it's about the experience. It's served in small, shared cups, often accompanied by animated conversations and hearty laughter. It's a social ritual, a moment of connection and camaraderie. In Cuba, coffee is not just a drink, but a social event. In the fast-paced life of America, drip coffee fuels the nation. This popular brewing method is as straightforward as it sounds. Hot water seeping through a filter filled with ground coffee beans, dripping into a pot below. The key to perfecting this method lies in the details. The grind size, which should be medium to coarse. The water temperature, ideally between 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit, and the brew time, typically 5 to 6 minutes. Drip coffee has carved out its place in the heart of the American coffee culture. From the bustling cities to the tranquil suburbs, you'll find drip coffee machines humming away in homes, offices, and diners. It's more than just a morning pick-me-up. It's a symbol of the American spirit. Practical, efficient, and reliable. Drip coffee, simple and efficient, is truly the coffee of the American dream. Back in the birthplace of coffee, Ethiopia, coffee is celebrated with a traditional ceremony. In this communal ritual, the preparation and consumption of coffee is an event that can last for hours, an embodiment of hospitality and respect. The ceremony begins with the roasting of raw, green coffee beans right in front of guests. As the beans darken, they're stirred and shaken, filling the air with tantalizing, smoky aromas. Once roasted to perfection, the beans are ground by hand and brewed in a traditional clay pot known as a jabina. This unique brewing method retains the rich, full-bodied flavors of the coffee. The coffee is served in 3 rounds, each with a distinct significance. The first round, abol, is the strongest, followed by tona and baraka. Each round is less potent, but equally enjoyed, creating a rhythm, a pulse to the ceremony. In Ethiopia, coffee is not just a beverage, but a time-honored tradition. From the ancient forests of Ethiopia to the bustling bars of Italy and the vibrant streets of Cuba, coffee unites us all. We've taken a journey around the world, exploring the myriad ways this beloved beverage is crafted, savored, and celebrated. In Italy, we saw the birth of espresso, a small but potent shot of coffee that truly packs a punch. In Turkey, we learned about a rich, thick brew that's steeped in tradition. In Japan, we discovered the artful precision of the pour-over method. Cuba showed us how coffee can be a sweet, strong indulgence, while America introduced us to the simplicity and comfort of the drip coffee. And finally, back in Ethiopia, we witnessed a beautiful ceremony that honors coffee's origins and its central place in their culture. Wherever you are in the world, there's a coffee waiting for you. So, go ahead, take a sip, and join the global coffee community. Thanks for watching. If you have liked the video, please press like and share the video. Also, please subscribe to our channel, Brainy Bee's Fact Factory.